What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Thomas, and today I'm going to be starting off a new segment called Resale Recap, where I go back and look at some of the Supreme items that have released this season and maybe one or two from last season, and check out how resale prices are doing today. This can help you guys kind of get a feel for how pieces appreciate, depreciate, how the market shifts, and things like that. So if you're interested in that type of content, be sure to watch all the way to the end. I think you might learn something. Let's get into it.
Sup, Thomas.
And guys, before we get started, we are going to go over what sold out last week really quickly. And just a reminder to subscribe, like the video, help me get to 1,000 subs and YouTube partnership. I really appreciate it. So last week was week 15, and we saw a number of cool items release. We did get a sellout on the magazine short sleeve shirt. Makes sense. It kind of has some classic Supreme magazines kind of all over print into one design. That was $148. We saw that shirt go in the colored colorway, which I said was the best one to go for. The black and white one just doesn't do it as much. There's still a small and medium left, but the larger sizes are also sold out on those ones. Obviously, the biggest item of the week, Supreme Kurt Cobain sweater. We're going to talk about resale values really quickly in a second. But yeah, this was apparently botted to shit. I did not even go for this. I didn't stream last week because I actually went camping and just didn't have time to do my daily or weekly stream. So I apologize for that. That was the item to go for last week. So if you copped it, maybe you can flip it if you need it, or keep it if you're really into it. Mustang jersey didn't sell out. Not everyone liked them as much as I did. That's okay. We saw a magazine camp cap sell out. Makes a lot of sense. Again, it's a classic item. Something like this for the dedicated Supreme fans will only continue to rise in value. You know, the people that are in it for the hype or the flip maybe don't get it as much. But if you've been around, you know the magazines are important and people like to collect them. We saw the Jaguars sell out, $1,500. Probably not that many made in Italy, ceramic. It's one of those higher tier, kind of almost high fashion brand versions of Supreme that kind of falls into their, higher echelon buyer. So these ones always sell out because the people that do buy these clearly have the money. People like you and me who maybe have to, get things like paychecks every week and save money and shit. We can't be spending $1,500 on fucking on Jaguars. And we did see, really surprisingly, guys, the utility knives sat. Now I will say these will eventually go up, and I'll provide a great comparison of an item later on. I'll just do it right now. The Camp Hammer. Okay, the Camp Hammer released early this season, like one of the first weeks. I copped it. It sat on the site for a long time. It's now, being sold for $85 for the red when it was $68. And I'm using StockX just because it's the simplest marketplace to showcase value. You can always get more locally or on eBay. It fluctuates. So we're using this as a comparison. It's a measuring stick. It's not going to be each of the items' true value because that's only what people are willing to pay. And of course, once you factor in fees and shit, it gets crazy, but that's just a comparison. So in my opinion, James Palmer brand utility knife, it's got everything you want from a Supreme accessory. It's small, it's versatile, it's utilitarian, you can use it. It's got the Supreme logo, very bold on the front side of it, and it looks good. So I think this is something that in a year from now will be around $100. We will see though. All right, we're almost done with what sold out. I kind of got distracted right there. Surprisingly, the tonal towels only sold out in green and blue, not red, which makes no sense to me. And my website is fucked up right there. That was strange. The green and the blue sold out, $88 is a little expensive. And it doesn't seem to be an actually the full Supreme logo, which is weird. I thought it was just folded. I don't know. Did these not fully say Supreme on the other side? Is it just Supreme or Supra?
A Supra?
Oh my God, is a Supra in the bank?
Dude, is this a Supra?
Wow! Is that a Supra?
I don't know. Strange that the red one didn't sell out. We did see the Vans sell out with the pink colorway. Very cool. I love seeing pink do well. It's one of my favorite colors, and it used to be really hype. So it is cool to see that the Vans actually sold out. I actually haven't looked at the resale price of this. We will do that quickly after this. And the white and the black are still available for full price 110. And then obviously the New Era one, this was the one to get, the Dollar Era. I think this is a great shoe. You can, the personal preference of all over print or a dollar bill is subjective, but in my opinion, it's a cool design and I think just works really well. It's a simple shoe. It's got Supreme on the back, Vans and Supreme even on the logo. Obviously, like VF Corp owns Supreme and Vans, so it's very easy for them to get this collab done. It's not like, oh man, Supreme and Vans teamed up again, which, I mean, they kind of did, but they're owned by the same company. Same with like North Face. So, it's cool, but yeah, it's kind of to be expected, so to say. But we'll see what these prices do here in a second as well. Okay, so that was all the items that sold out last week. We are now going to dive into the resale values. Kurt Cobain is hovering around $400 to $300. Like these larger sizes, XXL is like $500, $496, XL $340, large $313, medium $289, and small $328. So typically with items like this, you're gonna see on the extremes the larger prices, and then on the sizes they produce more quantity of, usually mediums and larges, you will see less value because obviously they make less of the larger and smaller sizes. So typically when you see items sell out, it's the XXL and the smalls that go first. But lately, I feel like that hasn't been always the case. Traditionally, that's how it went. But here we are with the Supreme Kurt Cobain. So if you did cop for $188, probably $200 and so dollars after taxes and shipping, you could make a decent little flip, close to $100 on it. I would say the best thing to do would be to sell on like Supreme subreddit or finding someone legit locally, but you can always do StockX or eBay. But if you guys have any questions about that, hit me up. Feel free on Twitter. I do, occasionally do resale and stuff like that just to fund the channel and so that I can do live cops and good stuff like that. And it's not a bad way to invest in a little bit of money whenever you're engaged in the streetwear sneaker market and just want to have a little bit of extra cheddar, we'll say. So looking at the Vans right here, we can see that the New Era is about 111. We can look at, or just the Era is 111. But it depends on the sizes. The 5.5s are 260, 210. So if you copped them for $98, you're at least making a couple dollars here and there. Like the 8.5s are 120. But if I were to sell on eBay, I would have the 10.5 and I would list it at probably like $135.99 and accepting offers, or I would start a auction at around, I don't know, $100 or $99 and just see where the market takes it. It really depends. But yeah, it's definitely selling for over retail, which is good. And then the the pink is obviously the only one that's reselling. These two are still on the store. It's kind of a weird thing whenever people are reselling stuff that's still in stock. It's funny though. But, and you can still actually, believe it or not, make money doing that when people just don't know that shit is available on Nike, and you can sell it on eBay and it somehow works out. I had that happen to me a few times and it was very funny. But randomly $350, that's an outlier. I wouldn't count that as the average price of these. What is the highest sale? Like 184. That seems about right. $200, you could say, and stuff like this. It slowly just trends upwards. We can look at the Supreme Air Bacon that released last year. I've been kind of keeping these in the back of my head, and I'm just wondering if they've ever peaked at like all time. So they started at like 214. They've gone down, and then they've slowly gone up. There's 247 that was sold on June 5th. And these again, where these were still this season. Wow. It feels like so long ago I was talking about these shoes, but the daily Supreme videos or the weekly Supreme content will do that. So Air Bacons, that's the price, 168. Now they're hovering around $200, which is like, no matter what you think about a Supreme Nike collab, I always kind of advocate for copying them because one, they're usually easy to get on drop day for whatever reason. And two, they just hold their value pretty well. We have even the Zoom Flight 95s. These, like kind of the exception. They did do pretty bad after they came out. We've seen some dips, but people have still sold them for above retail, and this shoe is not bad. So now we're looking at inside out box logos. This was honestly kind of a flop piece, unfortunately. And I ended up getting one in large, which kind of sucks, but it's all good. You know, 168 is what the retail price is, and it's hovering about 170. For something like this, I'd either, you know, hold on to it and just wait and see what happens with the price, because at first it kind of, so when did it release? March 23rd. So we kind of had those look at that drop. So people that buy shit early, it makes no sense. But so we kind of saw an initial like wave of sales, and then it kind of has slowly just tapered off, and it's in the summer now. So what I'm going to do with this guy is wait until winter and see if I can get maybe like $200 for it. I know that's not much, but sometimes you just don't get lucky and items don't appreciate like you thought maybe they would. But yeah, it's still a box logo. It's still cool, and I'm still happy to have it, because at the end of the day, guys, like Sean from Reserved Collections always said, or Reserved Investments, I should say, you know, you can't become a collector. You just are born one, right? So if you're a collector like me, holding on to something, it shouldn't matter if it resells or not. Now, if you're someone who just treats it like a business, probably a different opinion on that. But for me, just having a box logo is pretty cool, especially because I used to never be able to cop them. So now that they're sitting, I'm like, sweet, I get to have one in my house and maybe wear it if I want to. Fuck it, you know, I'm down with that. Next item, we do have motion logo stuff right here. I don't know if this video is super long, guys, so let me know. Would you rather have this be just more concise and to the point? I'm kind of expanding on every item and kind of just going like that, but I do want to definitely do this video, similar videos in the future, recapping resale prices. So please let me know if you would prefer a shorter version of this or a higher version. I could also experiment with some shorts. So yeah, motion logos. Okay, so here's how it went, guys. The blue one was the best color to cop by far, just was, simply put. And surprisingly, the black one wasn't great. I don't know why. It's like anytime I try to get the one that's going to sell for more, I end up getting unlucky. So I got this one. I guess it's still selling for above retail. So that's good, I guess. But I did cop a medium because it hit a restock. But yeah, I probably could sell this on eBay. I've been trying to sell it, but I've been lazy, honestly, and just been using my confirmed pictures, not like the in-hand pictures. So that's a big thing too, guys. Whenever you buy something and you are posting it as order confirmed, you obviously have to use your, you know, confirmation pictures and stuff like that. Be sure not to include your order, obviously, so it doesn't get canceled or doxed or whatever. But usually if you haven't sold your item by the time you get it, it's good to either close that listing or make another one with in-person pictures and put in hand in your comment, and then, you know, sell to different markets like Poshmark, maybe StockX if you want to get fucked on fees, and or Reddit or something like that. So yeah, motion logo, 158 above retail in most colors, not all of them though. The maroon one's doing pretty nice. So is the tan. And looking at the beanies, weirdly, the orange one has the lowest ask, which is cool because I bought the orange one, but the other ones are kind of hovering a little bit above retail. Retail was 38. I thought that was a no-brainer. So I'm going to kind of hold on to mine and try to see if I can get like close to $100 for it. Like over like 90 would be great. You know, $90 this beanie for me would be a great return on investment. You know, last sale was 50. You know, I'm not trying to let it go for that much, but getting that sold would be cool at that price. And I guess we could look at the lightweight parkas, 217, 244 and 244 for the colored ones, which is really interesting. So I'm usually saying things like, you know, the black's the best to go for, but it's not always true. And I don't know why sometimes the other items just do better. You know, it's like some items that's true, but other times it's just simply not. And maybe that's just also different colors, and maybe how StockX is kind of skewed. Like the last sale was minus 115 from the top one. Someone really just wanted their item gone. That kind of skews it from these other ones. But yeah, so motion logo parkas, I feel like during the upcoming winter will sell for a lot more, maybe around $250, $300 for those. But again, these are all just estimates, guys, about what the market's at, giving you kind of an understanding. I'm going to kind of speed through the rest of them because I feel like this video is kind of just droning on. Let's keep going. The rocket timer. Man, this thing, I thought it was going to be my ticket to freaking heaven. It was selling really well at first, but actually kind of tapered off as people lost interest. So I'm going to do a long-term hold on this guy. I got it for like 64 bucks after shipping and shit. I do have an ask on here too for 79. But yeah, I probably will just either, just keep it long-term or I don't know. We will see. Kind of not always the best. Something like this, it's interesting. I've kind of learned that when things come out in sets of 2, it's important to buy both of them. And it's one of those things where I think to myself on drop day, I'm going to save the money and not buy both of them. But in the end, if you're doing it as an investment, like it's better to get the set of 2 because even though these are 116, they're selling for more above retail than the single ones are, especially the one that's the wrong color to get, the clear one. It's barely even above retail. Last sale, though, is kind of interesting. So these are 60, 60, 80. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird, and I'm sure prices on eBay are different as well. Hodo 5-piece tool set, 158. These are going for about 190. So 200, 240. It's really all about when you timed it and when you were able to get it sold. Like right now, we're kind of seeing a decline. But these are actually a great investment. So if you copped them, solid investment, I guess. Supreme Tamagotchi, one of the better items of the year. I did get the green one, I did get the pink one for 48 bucks and they're selling for 86. So pretty solid. I actually need to sell mine. And great item. But the best one to get, I think, was this one, the set of 3. So 144 retail price. And the sales have been as high as like 277. I think you get 250 all day for this on eBay, which is a solid investment, solid return. It depends on your opinion on investment return. This is all speculation. It should not be construed as investments. You're guessing what people will pay for it, for the hype. Investing is not the best word to really be using. So if I've been saying that. Jacob & Co. link bracelet. Here is one that actually hasn't done too well. It initially got a lot of sales. So we've seen 840 bucks and then it really trailed off when people that couldn't afford it needed to get it gone and needed to liquidate it. So here's the thing, guys. If you're ever going to buy an item like this that's expensive, either be very strong with your conviction that it's going to sell and you're going to be able to flip it, like maybe these people were on April 27th, the day it came out. That's always the best time. I will say this, for hyped items, sell it fucking immediately because people they think that it's gone forever and they need to act quickly. It's that sense of urgency. But the longer you wait and hold on to it for hyped items, I don't know. It can get dicey. It can do really well for you, right? If it's a classic item, if it's something that actually maintains its value, it can do well. But something like this, like the Spider-Verse shoes, I got these on the shock drop, sold them for like 300 bucks, 290, something like that. And they're still actually around that. So I thought it was actually going to be something like it had decreased in value because I saw that 210, 221, but that is also just StockX being weird and maybe not the best example. Supreme singing machine. I kind of forgot about this item, honestly. It kind of was low key and kind of fun, but no one was really talking about it. It retailed for $298 and the sales for it have been great. Like some have been $450, 400 bucks, $370, $350, $360. So getting these kind of accessories that are expensive and unique and interesting will always be good because people will always find some reason or a way to use them. Supreme coffee maker is a great example from last season, fall winter 22. It had that scary price of almost 400 bucks, but if you look at the sales, one just sold for 780 bucks, which is crazy high, 764. So I don't even know what the highest ask is. You can get them for 540. Just buy them like that. Yeah, so I don't know how that works, and that is my address right there, so I'll need to blur that out. And then finally, guys, the tonal box logos. We can see the prices on the different colors. The tonal box logo was 40 bucks, and khaki is actually going for quite a bit, actually more than what I sold mine for. I think I sold mine for like 90. The 116 for the larges And yeah, this is a solid piece. You know, it was cheap, 40 bucks. If you can ever get a box logo, always buy it, always keep it, either to wear or to just collect, keep it sealed. And then maybe you'll be like, oh, that's worth money now. Let's go sell it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and got something from it. Basically, the point of this video is to better educate you on how Supreme Resale works, how resale works in general, and a thing or two about the market after items go on sale. Again, at the end of the day, this is all speculation. Nothing I say is guaranteed. I try to give my best recommendations to help people understand what things go for. But at the end of the day, buy at your own risk and be okay with keeping it or taking a small loss to recuperate your funds. But yeah, it's been your boy Thomas, and I'm out. Peace and butt grease. See ya.